Thought we might just start out kind of asking the questions out loud that you've probably been asking yourself is the cloud or the SaaS-based model the way I should be considering my service desk? And we just threw together a few thoughts on, what kind of answers, what kind of questions should you be asking, and kind of where does it make sense. So the obvious advantage of a cloud-based solution there is, getting you up and running very quickly with a web-based self-service front end that you can distribute to your users, to have a very robust knowledge base that not only is your own documentation that you create, but to access knowledge globally as it's readily, obviously, available throughout the internet. So that's one set of ways that you can be proactive in helping your user community with a cloud-based solution. The other one is really the speed to being able to offer this. Simple point-and-click rules development is made possible in the solution that we're talking about today. No programming is ever required there, and it's really for those people who understand your business process, i.e. non-technical users. If they understand how your business process flows, they can then leverage this solution to make it work in your environment. And that was one of the big goals of moving to this type of system. Certainly, if we're going to be able to get you up and running quicker, that's going to result in some pretty significant return on investments, whether it's 50% or 75%. It should be significant because you're up and running very quickly. You no longer have to worry about upgrades, about applying patches or hot fixes. That's all done by B&C, who maintains the cloud-based solution here. So that certainly lowers your ongoing cost and speeds your time to get on the latest version, as well as to get on, of course, that initial basis. And you only pay for the amount of it that you use. It's on a per license basis, per user basis for staff, as I believe you are already aware of. Because the self-service is not a paid license that you have available out there, this makes it very easy for you to deploy this solution out to a large number of end users to have them start taking advantage of what's available through this cloud-based solution. And then it's obviously, if you're going to move everything to somebody else's infrastructure, you start to think of, well, is it reliable? Does it have failover? Does it have disaster recovery? Well, the reason that B&C chose Salesforce's infrastructure is it's a proven solution that scales, that has the right security, that has the right thing. I mean, there are thousands and thousands of companies who leverage the Salesforce platform today in the normal CRM type of an environment. So it was a natural platform to join forces with them to then roll out this help desk SaaS model solution on that proven platform. So you really have no worries there, and there's some great documentation there. If any of you need some white papers on that, we certainly have that available. And then, of course, if you look at another opportunity that you're going to have with a cloud-based solution, is it's going to let you leverage a lot of the collaboration and social media type tools that are out there. The actual solution has a chatter feed on it to allow, given individuals to follow what's going on with a given incident or a given issue called a broadcast that's out there. They can do and share in that collaboration. You can interface this with Twitter and some of the other tools that may be out there. So again, it attests itself to being, very modern and state-of-the-art as far as what it's being offered there. Now, on the other hand, there's some people who are probably going to be better off staying or going to an on-premise based, and of course, some of us out there have certain compliance issues or government regulations or something that might preclude you from having a hosted-based solution somewhere else. So obviously, that would be one area where on-premise would certainly be the preferable outcome. And in addition, if there are a lot of internally developed, locally owned applications that you need to integrate with, it's probably going to be a little bit easier task if you've got your own instance of the software running in your environment where we can make those integration links and so forth. And of course, while there is some flexibility in your configuration of the cloud-based solution and there's some customization allowed to some of the forms and all, It's certainly not to the degree to which you can do it with the on-premise product, because it's basically wide open down to the database level as far as what tweaks and additions and all that you can make. So depending on what your requirements are, that could be a consideration for on-premise. And then, of course, on-premise is really not affected by the reliability of the speed of the internet, because generally you're working on your local area network or something, and it's not necessarily just the internet. This is probably becoming less of an issue as pipes get bigger and offerings are out there, but certainly something that you would want to take into consideration as you are evaluating your two options there. And then, of course, last but not least is, in a complex environment, it just depends on what your infrastructure requirements are, what your integration requirements are going to be, as to which becomes the most cost-effective solution that you have out there. And, of course, if you own it and it's all your users, really you have virtually unlimited scalability.